Let me turn my phone on do not disturb. Forgot how to do it. I saw someone say do not disturb is not just something on your phone. It's actually something you do in life, and it's called boundaries and blocking. So if you have not joined that ministry yet, I think that you should try it. Boundaries and blocking. Okay, so I'm live on this page, and let me make sure that I'm live also in my group. And then we're going to get started. We're going to get started because I'm super excited. I think I'm live both places. All right. Hey, everybody. And welcome to, let's just call this, last week was the prelude. Let's just call this the real deal, Holy Feel. Let's just call this like we really here and we're really ready to rock out this thing. Let's just call this one here the real thing. I am Griffin, and I am your healher relationship coach. And I coach women who have had multiple heartbreaks, who are frustrated with their relationship life. I have redone a lot of things, and I'm still practicing what I help women to do. This is my elevator pitch. So I help women who are frustrated with their relationship life to kiss dead in dating goodbye and date differently by healing her childhood junk first. How many of you can agree, can say, yeah, that's me, have brought in a lot of junk into your relationships? How many of you can honestly say and maybe you can't honestly say because a lot of us just don't know. We think that we do what we do just to do what we do. We think that we say what we say. I can hear my Bible. You think that we say what we say just to say what we say. It's right here. We actually don't know why we do what we do. If we're being honest, we don't know why. We just kind of do. And what my mission is, what I pray that I can serve you with, is to understand why you do what you do. I want you to understand that you didn't just wake up and just start doing this. You didn't just get hurt one time and start doing this. You date the way you date. You love what you love. You say what you say. You respond how you respond from a much deeper place. So I want to let you know that every time we get on here for the Dating Hits Different show, you may be triggered. I may say something that opens up a place in you that you want to cry, where you want to be angry, where you want to be mad, where you want to be frustrated. But there's no better place to be than in the healher relationship group. There's no better place to be than in the Heal Her from Daddy Issues to Dating Differently group. It's a safe place where you can heal, where there's other people like you. As I have been on my own healing journey, y'all, if I can keep it $150, I have realized I ain't the only one. I'm not the only one that's felt like I felt. So you can come out of your isolation. You can come out of your vulnerable places. You can come out of what makes you want to hide. Come out of there because you're not alone. Come out of your shame. Come out of your guilt. Come out of the things that you're mad at yourself for. Come out of your unforgiveness of yourself. Come out of the unforgiveness of your parent, because we hide behind where we're wounded. We hide behind what's safe. We hide behind what's familiar. Come from behind. Just come out. Come out and get to a safe place so you can heal. So tonight is the Dating Hits Different show. And tonight we're going to talk about why you ain't got to work for it. Why you ain't got to work for love. And as you will know that I am your healher relationship coach, but I'm also your healher content creator. And one thing that I do is I want to bring the Bible in it, because that's where I live from. If you want to know how I heal, how I got over, how I got to where I am today, if you want to know any of that, it is through my relationship with God that I take very, 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 very seriously, right? So I always want to go to the word. So I've already prayed for you guys. I already pray that your hearts are open. I already pray that you're ready to receive. I already prayed that the anointing will be here that would break yokes and destroy yokes and remove burdens. I've already prayed that over you. I pray that your ears, your hearts, and your mind are open to to see, to understand, to resonate, to relate to me, and to ultimately resolve to get what you need in order for you to move forward. All right. So dating hits differently when you don't have to work for love. Now, if you're watching the replay or you're here live with me, have you ever had to work for love? Have you ever felt like you had to work for love? And I'm going to get into why you felt like you had to work for love. And I'm also going to help you to stop working for love. But have you? I just want to know in the comment section. Have you ever felt like you had to work for love? Why do you do that? Why do you feel like you have to work for love? And if you don't know, be like, T, I don't know. I don't. Okay? Or if you have a good idea or a really good educated guess, like how they used to tell us in school, put in the comment section in the group, wherever you are, where you feel safe. Tell me, why do you feel like you had to work for love? And while you're at it, also, I want you to open up your Bibles to Genesis chapter 29. And then we're going to read about a girl. This is where I got my story from, where I'm building my business around. This is the foundation of where I am, where I've been, where I'm healing from. This young lady that I'm about to read to you about has touched my life tremendously. The woman that I am about to read to you about, she literally is me. Y'all know the movement, Me Too movement, or the it's another movement where we used to say stuff like, that's her or that's me. I can't remember what it was. Do y'all remember that whole movement? I don't know, that part, whatever. But Leah was, she's me. I'm her. That is what I am her. So when I'm telling you, hey, heal her, I'm talking about healing me. I'm talking about healing the inner child. I'm talking about healing you, right? So Leah resonated with my life so much because we sometimes feel like the Bible doesn't relate to our life. We sometimes feel like it's so outdated, but I feel like this story and all the other stories, which we get into another day, resonates with our life and our story today. So open up your Bibles after you finish commenting and do whatever you need to do. If you're watching the replay, just pause it for a second, write in the comment section if you ever felt like you had to work for love. Why do you feel like you had to work for love? And then come back to us, and we'll be in Genesis chapter 29. All right. So I'm going to give you a synopsis really quickly because I have a lot that I want to get to you. First of all, if you know anything about the book of Genesis, we have a story of Jacob. Jacob is the son of Isaac. Isaac had two sons, Jacob and Esau, who were twins, and their mother was Rebecca. All right, follow me so far? Mother was Rebecca. Jacob stole the birthright from his brother. His brother was so hungry that he literally gave up his birthright in exchange for a temporary meal, right? Basically, Jacob tricked him. Got his birthright, went to his daddy, acted like he was Esau. Isaac blessed him, and now Jacob is on the run for his life, literally. Jacob is on the run, right? So Jacob ends up finding himself in this place. He goes to a place where his uncle Laban is. Laban is his mother's brother. So he's here in the city with Laban. I think he knows. And he's asking the people who are at the well that are feeding or watering their sheep. He was like, do y'all know of Laban? Right? Do y'all know Laban? Is it well with Laban? They're like, yeah, everything is well with Laban. And as he's at this well talking to these shepherds, a woman walks up. You know that woman that take their breath away, like snatch, dun, 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 dun. His soul. She snatched his soul out of his body. He was stricken with love. It was, and for her, in case I forget, he was ready to give her love. He was ready to love on her. He saw her and was like, this is it. She is the one. So y'all can't tell me when these men be seeing us, They be acting like they need so much time. They be knowing. They be knowing at first sight what's up. So Jacob knew what was up. He was like, yo, she's it. I want her. What I got to do to get her, right? And they told the woman, hey, now Jacob is doing his thing, y'all. So there was this big boulder that was over the mouth of the watering well. And usually it takes all of them to move the rock, but Jacob wanted to show Rachel, look at me. Look how strong I am. Like, I'm the one you should choose, but you choose it, so choose me, right? And he moved it off. They watered their sheep. And we pick up in verses let me just read it to you a little bit. Let's pick up in verses 9. So while he was still walking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep for she shepherded them. When Jacob saw Rachel, daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his uncle, Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth. I told you, like, he picked up that stone, okay? And watered the flock of his uncle Laban. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and he wept aloud. Jacob told Rachel he was her father's relative, Rebekah's son, and she ran and told her father. When Laban heard of the arrival of Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him. Now, y'all got to understand, for those that are not biblical or study the Bible, this was at a time when they married close family. This is not what we do today. We ain't even on that kind of time, something they did at this time before Jesus and before Noah. Okay, so this is how God replenished the earth at the time. Okay. And kissed him and brought him into the house. And Jacob told Laban all these things. Then Laban said to him, surely you are my bone and my flesh. And Jacob stayed with him a month. Then Laban said to Jacob, just because you are my relative, should you work for me for nothing? Tell me, what shall your wages be? Now Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah's eyes were weak and dull looking, but Rachel was beautiful and attractive. Jacob loved Rachel. All right. So he said, I will work for her for 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to you than another man. Stay and live with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him but a few days because of the love he had for her. Finally, Jacob said to Laban, give me my wife and my time is completed so that I may take her to me. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast with drinking. So basically, the wedding is here. It's been 7 years. Jacob has worked, and here we are. But Laban switches the daughters on the wedding night. So this whole time, he's thinking he's getting married to Rachel. And on the night of the honeymoon, where they consummate the marriage and make the marriage official, Laban, which is the father of Leah and Rachel, switches them. And Jacob ends up sleeping with Leah and not Rachel. Now, I told y'all, he had loved Rachel. He had loved him some Rachel, right? But he did not love Leah. He did not love Leah. So, go on. He asked him, why did you do this? Blah, 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 blah. Now we're here where I really want to get to. The Lord saw that Leah was unloved. I'm getting to my point. I'm driving down y'all lane. I'm coming. God saw that Leah was unloved. He saw that Leah was unloved. Is anything in the comment section? Anybody saying anything? Anybody here? Y'all just listening to the story? All right. So God saw that Leah was unloved. Remember, I told y'all Jacob had loved Rachel. She's unloved. So what God does is opens Leah's womb. Rachel cannot give kids, but Leah can. And this is what happens. And I'm going to tell you why this resonates with me so much. I'm about to get to it. So in verses 30, Jacob lived with Rachel, also his wife, and he loved Rachel more than Leah and served Laban for another 7 years for her. So he had to work for another 7 years in order to have Rachel, right? Rachel was a wife on layaway. And when the Lord saw that Leah was despised, he made her able to bear children, but Rachel was barren. And Leah became pregnant and bore a son and named him Reuben, see a son. For she said, because the Lord has seen my humiliation and affliction, now my husband will love me. Now my husband will love me. In that time, when women not only had a child, but bore a male seed, they were considered worthy. They were considered valuable. They were considered like, oh, you were the cream of the crop. Like, you giving male children out here, because this time was all about legacy and generation. If you didn't have a son, you couldn't carry on the legacy. So look, I bore you a son. Now my husband will love me. Leah became pregnant again and bore a son. And because the Lord heard that I'm despised, he has given me this son also. And she named him Simeon, for God hears. And she became pregnant again. So this is her third son, and said, now this time my husband will be my companion to me, for I have borne him 3 sons. And she named him Levi. She conceived and bore another son, so 4 sons. And this time Leah was like, you know what? I'm not even worried about this man loving me. I'm going to praise the Lord, and I'm going to call this baby Judah. Okay? Come down. Leah had a bunch more kids, and every time she had another kid, it came down to, now my husband will love me. Now my husband will come home. I should have had these highlighted. I'm sorry, y'all. Now my husband will come home. Now my husband will look at me. So she's going through all of these things. So why does this resonate so much with me? And what does it have to do with you? I asked you, did you ever feel like you had to work for love? Did you ever feel like you had to work for love? We have a prime example in the Bible of Leah working for love. She was giving him babies, but what have you given to be loved? What have you given for him to come home? What have you given for him just to give you a little bit of a time, a little bit of attention, a little bit of effort? What have you been willing to give up? So I want that to stay on your mind. So I said dating hits different when you don't have to work for love. So working is another form for earn. Earn. The word earn means to obtain in return for labor or services. So when you're working or when you earn something, especially when it comes to your job, you give them time, you do a job, and then you earn money. You work for money. That's a great definition, but that's not the definition that I really want to use. The definition that I want to use is earn also means to deserve through behavior or action. So I earn your love. I earn your relationship. I earn you coming home at night. I earn you putting the roof over my head. I'm earning. I'm working for because of my good actions and my good behavior, or I'm doing something in return for you to do something for me. Let me tell you something. Love is not transactional. Love is not contingent upon what you do and how well you do it. Put in the comment section, love is not transactional. Love is not based on how well I perform, how well I do. Love has nothing to do with that. And I'm going to walk down why we feel like we have to do those things and why we feel like we have to work for it. But love is not transactional. I know that you've been doing this all your life. I know you saw your mama do it, your grandma do it, your great grandma do it, your daddy do it, your aunts do it, your cousins do it, your friends do it. I know you saw everybody doing it, but can I put out to you that maybe they've been doing it wrong? Love is not transactional. Love is not something that you got to work for. We're going to walk down that road. Love is not something you earn. So Leah didn't, but then this is the problem. Because we get in one relationship and now we thinking, okay, let me back up. Leah didn't just start proving, performing, earning, convincing when she got with Jacob. Leah been doing this. Leah had to be doing this with her father because they didn't date that they didn't date back in the day like that. They got married one time. But Leah did not just wake up one day and say, "Oh, I'm going to perform. Oh, I'm going to work for this. Oh, I'm going to convince you that I need to be loved and you're going to give me all of these things." It didn't start in her relationship. So what I put to you, that you're performing, you're proving, you're pleasing, didn't start in this relationship. It didn't start in the last relationship where you tried it. You've been doing this. This happened. You must have been proven in your childhood. You had to work for love in your childhood with your mama, with your daddy, with your family, with your friends before. There's something in your life that happened that made you feel like you had to work. Or there was a template that was painted before you that made you believe that you had to work. There was this template you saw. This is all that you saw. Whether it was love or something else, you had to work for everything that you had. Nothing was given. You had to work for it. So you apply that across the board. So Leah didn't just start proving and performing. Leah been doing this. There was something about Leah that made her so insecure in herself and in her position. We already know that Jacob loved Rachel. We know that Jacob loved Rachel. The Bible says that he despised Leah. So she really got to work now. And I feel like Leah's daddy did not love her. The way that he did to her, the fact that he made her get married to a man that did not love her, he just wanted to get rid of her. I got to marry her off. It doesn't even matter if she gets the best person. I just got to marry her off. And if you read the rest of the story, Laban just wanted the money. He wanted the dowry that he got from his daughters. So Leah been performing. This been Leah mindset, right? She had to secure her position. So she had to work, she had to strive, she had to keep it. To keep it. You know what they say, don't start something you ain't gonna finish. If you start it, you gotta continue it. If you start it, you gotta continue it. So I ask you again, did you ever feel like you had to work for love? Maybe you feel like you had to work for love because the last time you didn't, this happened. Maybe some outcome that you didn't want. I have to work for love because if I don't, I won't be able to obtain this. I can't have it if I don't work for it. All right? So you're doing all the things. You're doing everything. You having the babies, you buying him stuff, you working overtime, working on the midnight, working on the railroad tracks, trying to make sure everything stays on track, burning the midnight oil, trying to figure out how can I get this man to love me. Dating hits different, y'all, when you ain't working for love. That is exhausting. It is exhausting to work for love. It is exhausting to keep giving somebody something and in return, they still don't give you nothing back. How many of you have left relationships feeling depleted, feeling empty because you poured everything out and wasn't poured back into? Love is like a bank. If you're putting something in, you're going to get something out. But you have put everything into them. You can't even make a withdrawal. You ever went to the bank and they won't hold your money? They holding your money? They won't give you your money? Imagine when you have been giving out, when you paying your bills every single month, y'all, and there's no money coming in, something gonna bounce. Something ain't gonna shake. You can get a call, hey, you trying to make payments, there is no money. So you trying to give him, you giving him, you giving him, you giving him, you giving him. But there's nothing in you. And there's nothing in you because you ain't put nothing in you, and he is giving you the bare minimum. So this belief that I have to work for love, it came from somewhere. You didn't just wake up one day and felt like you had to work for love. There was something that happened in your life that made you feel like you got to work for this. You brought this from somewhere. This started somewhere. And I want you to be able to figure out where it started. Another thing is we work for love because we feel like when we work for it, it's ours. We work for love because if I work for it, it now feels like it's more worth it. Y'all know what it's like when you get that, when you have something that is given to you, and you know what? I remember someone told me a story before, and the story was like, if for a man, if men are hunters by nature, right? And if I go out there, because that's the kind of woman that I was, and I go out there and I kill that animal for him and I bring it to him, I'm gonna want him to be so happy. But it hits different when he go out there and kill it for himself. Men love when they can work for something, but they don't gotta work because you do all the work for him. All right. So your blood, your sweat, your tears, if I'm not crying, if I'm not begging, if I'm not fighting or acting crazy and he's not acting crazy for me, then it's not love. Love is very calming. Love is reciprocatory. I don't know if that's the word. It has reciprocity to it. Love is not something that you work for. Love is something that should be freely given. Love is a choice. Love is not a feeling. Love is not something that you work for. Love is love. But you got to work for it. Again, love is not transactional. Love is not something that you have to fight for. Somebody doesn't love it. Loving you isn't predicated upon what you do or how well you do it. You should be loved if you don't do it well. You should be loved if you don't do it well. You should be loved if it don't look the way it's supposed to look. You should be loved if you make a mistake. You should be loved if you got it all right. That's what love is supposed to be. That's the kind of love that God wants us to have. Okay, so if you have to work for love, if in love and work is in the same sentence, something is wrong. You're doing something wrong if work and love are in the same sentence. If you following me, just put in a comment section, I'm here. Love is not something I work for. Put in a comment section, love is not something that I work for. So you work for love because working is a result of what is in you. You work because it's in you. What you believe, you have to do it. What you believe you have to do in a relationship for a relationship to work. I work this relationship. I'm working because it works if you work it. If you ain't working, it's not working. If you ain't working for love, then it ain't working for you. Clock out of your love job. This was never what God intended for us. God never intended for us to work. God never intended for us to work like a dog for something that he's freely given to us. But we can't even receive the love from God because we feel like we have to earn it and work for it. And it's too easy and it can't be that simple. I got to be perfect before he loves me. And you take that same thing into your relationship because maybe somewhere in your past, you feel like you had to work for your parents' love, for your family's love, for your first boyfriend's love, for the person that hurt you. And you had to be perfect. That was my issue. I got to be perfect for you to love me, for you to wake up and choose me every day. I have to be perfect. If I'm not perfect, you ain't gonna love me. If I'm not perfect, you ain't gonna love me. If I don't do it all right, you ain't gonna love me. If I say the wrong thing, you ain't gonna love me. Remember, earn is about being is a behavioral merit base. It's about my actions. So if I'm not doing what you want me to do, you're not gonna love me. So if I don't change my hair color, you're not gonna love me. So if I wanna wear nails, you ain't gonna love me. If I don't wanna go do this, you're not gonna love me. If I don't do exactly what you want me to do, you're not gonna love me. If I don't like your same sports team, you ain't gonna love me. If I don't dress the way you want me to dress, you ain't gonna love me. Listen, When I say heal her, I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to me because it's what I do. That feeling still creeps up to this day. Maybe, just maybe, if I do all the things, he'll love me. I do that with God. I do that in dating relationships, and I did it in childhood. Maybe if I get it all right, they'll love me. They'll think I'm worth it. I don't know about y'all, but that was me. And I came here to be transparent. Okay? So the root of you working like that is because you don't feel good enough. The root of you working like that is because you have the fear of abandonment and a fear of rejection. That's why you're working like that. Because if you don't work, you feel like you're going to be left. If you don't work, you feel like you're going to be left. You feel like they're not going to want you, so you work. You work because you don't feel like you're good enough, so you work. You don't feel like you deserve it, so you work. So you work. And it's almost like, so when Jesus died on the cross for our sins, right? There's some of us that still feel like we got to give God more before we come. Right? So we have this mentality where we say, we want to show people appreciation and thank you. Right? Let me go to my notes because I wrote it in here and I want to make sure that I deliver it the way that or am I getting ahead of myself? You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to come back to that. So just hold that point. Hold that point. All right. So maybe you feel like you have to work for love because you were denied or rejected in love. If you can't be yourself to get love, you do something else. If you can't be yourself to get love, then you do something else. So the thing is, we're not out here earning love, y'all. What do I have to do to feel worthy of having this? Work. Whatever you want. It's almost like, yes, master, whatever you want. Whatever you want, I'll give you what you want. Because, oh, you love me, thank you. Oh, you chose me, thank you. We feel like we owe people who do the bare minimum for us. And I'm not, this was me. I owe you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for seeing me. Thank you for taking me on a date. So now I owe you something. Now I have to give you so much. Now I have to work for this because you shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. Excuse me? A man is supposed to pursue. A man is supposed to call you. Yeah, we can do both. I'm not saying that you can't call him, you can't text him. I'm talking about a man is supposed to pursue you. And when he does answer the phone for you, oh my God, thank you. Now you feel like you owe him everything. He takes you on a date. Oh my God, thank you. I owe you my life. My problem in dating was I thought that men were the prize. I thought that he was worthy to be worked for, but I wasn't. I thought that he was so special, but I wasn't. Why do we hold some of these no good men? Why do we hold them to such a standard that I'm willing to value you over I value myself? You are the prize too, sis, and you deserve to be worked for. How would you feel if somebody only did something for you because you did it first? Some of us start working for these guys, not because they showed us that they wanted to be with us, but I have to prove to you that I'm worthy to be with. If they only do for you because you did something first, run. If he only wants to do something for you, and I don't know what's coming to mind, but I think I heard like a guy, you want to show him what you bring to the table. You got so much to prove. Love ain't about all this proven stuff. Love is about showing up as your authentic self. Love is about being who you were created to be. Love is about, I keep going into this place where I want to just dream about love, but I'm just thinking that love is not what we have believed it to be. Like, love ain't about all that working stuff. Why can't we love in ease? Why can't we love from a place of rest? Why can't we love from a place of assurity? It's because we have so many loose ends in our childhood, so many loose ends in our past. And y'all ever seen, I don't watch like mafia movies, but I watch like, you know, crime movies and stuff like that. And Lord, I lost my whole train of thought just now. What was I saying? What was I saying just now? What about that before that? So we be watching like, you know, crime videos. I can't remember. What was I saying before that? If I remember, I'll come back to it. It literally just. So if they do something for you first, you should run. I was talking about love being an ease and love not being a struggle. Y'all, it's gone. Holy Spirit, if I'm supposed to say it, you bring it back. So I was not, so I had to work for him. So I wasn't enough. So I felt like I had to work to show him that I was worthy. I was also afraid of losing guys. I was also afraid of missing out. That's why I worked for him, because I didn't want him to be with anybody else. A lot of times we feel like we have to work because we feel like we're losing them. So because I'm losing you, I have to hold on to you. So I work. So I fight. As a recovering anxious, I have to prove and fight to be seen and heard. And if you go want me, and this is why. So like Leah, you should love me because I can have your kids. You should love me because I can give you sons. I was like, you should love me because of all the things I can do. Look, all that I can do. You should love me. You shouldn't choose her over me. You should be choosing me. We fight because we want to be chosen, because we've never been chosen just by the person's own will. So we have to convince them, and a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So now we're working and proving and convincing, because ultimately I don't feel good enough. And when I work for it, I feel good enough. There was something that I was going to say to that. It's something about, I just want you to know, dating hits differently when you ain't working. When somebody loves you because they love you, when they don't wait till you do something for them to love you, they decide that they wanted to love you. And that's the kind of love that you want, the love that doesn't have to be convinced to loving you. I remember I was praying to God one day, and I just was talking to him, and he was like, you don't have to convince me to love you. Like, you want to be loved, and I want to be loved by a man that doesn't need to be convinced. He sees me. He's like, man, I want her in my life. Like, she's the woman of my dreams. Now she ain't perfect, but she's the one that I want. She ain't perfect, but she's perfect for me. I don't have to convince him that this is all the reasons why he should love me. So I come with my list, and I literally write a lot, and I got this list. You should love me because of this. You should love me because of that. Love me because of who I am. Love me because of who I am. I don't know if I said this, but we cannot have perfectionism in our relationship. If you're going to do a relationship the right way, I believe the best way to do relationships is to do it with God. But when you have perfectionism in your life, you also have a level of pride, because pride and perfection goes together, and you feel like it's all up to you. Have you ever been in a relationship where you felt like you've been in it by yourself? Like, you feel like you're in it by yourself. You're carrying the weight of it by yourself. You just by yourself. And if you ain't doing it, if you're not doing anything about it, then the relationship is not working. Like, that's flaw. That's so flawed. That to me, that is so flawed. If and I was the one that was working hard in my relationships. I was working the hardest. Yeah, I was saw like, and this is no offense to men or anything like that, but the woman working and the man just on the couch chilling. That's how we be looking. We going to work to make sure the lights stay on, to make sure that we don't lose our house, to make sure food on the table, and he laying on the couch. That's what we look like in love when we're carrying the weight of the relationship. It's time to stop carrying the weight of the relationship. It's time to get somebody who wants to equally carry this thing with you and not be perfect. Perfection in a relationship will always lead you to a dead end. Relationships are made for perfection. They're made for growing. They're made for evolving. They're made for evolving, growing, thriving. But when we feel like we have to be perfect and this is the only way that we're going to be loved, what happens when you're no longer perfect? Dying? What happens when you're no longer perfect? I was so afraid to say the wrong thing. So afraid to do the wrong thing. Just this level, this level of fear, just fear. I was just so afraid to lose it. And this is a lot of pressure. Dating hits differently when you don't got to work for love. Okay. So let me say this. Love can't be bought or earned. We work for what we deep down don't feel we deserve. If you think about it, I'm not talking about working on your job, but when you feel like you don't deserve something, you do more, you try to obtain more, you try to be more because you really want to be loved. I don't deserve for you to do this much for me. I don't feel like I'm worthy of all of this. So, in order to offset the piece of me that feels unworthy, I'm going to now work for the rest. Y'all are super quiet. I don't know why y'all are so quiet. Maybe this is just the first one. I'm gonna just let it go. I'm gonna let it do what it do, right? But I feel like there was something that I wrote down, and I don't know where it is in my notes. When we really work for something, y'all, we do it because now I finally feel like I deserve it. I think that is for somebody in the room. Like, we work for love because if I'm working for it, I finally feel like I deserve this. And one thing that I know, thing for sure, two for certain, we should be in a place where, again, we're loved just because we're loved. We're loved because that's what love is supposed to do, not predicated upon what I'm doing. I deserve to be loved because of who I am. I deserve to be loved because I'm God's daughter. I deserve to be loved because not because I'm a good woman, but I deserve to be loved just because. And I think that we as women need to grasp that reality that I deserve to be loved because of who I am. Not because of what I'm doing, but because of who I am. And to let you know that who you are is good enough. Sis, you are good enough. You're not good enough once you get the degrees. You're not good enough once you dress a certain way. You ain't good enough when you got a certain amount of money in the bank. You're good enough now. You deserve to be loved right now, whether it is by a man or your friendship relationships or your family. If your family didn't love you, that is not the criteria of everybody else. You deserve to be loved. You are so special because you're his. Because you're his child, because you're God's child, because you are God's creation, you deserve to be loved. Because you're alive, you deserve to be loved. He, you deserve it. You don't have to do the extra things to be loved. Now finally I can be loved. Like Leah in the Bible, she had the baby. Now I can be loved. Now I feel like giving him this. Now I feel like I'm deserving of this love. And he still didn't love her. Jacob slept with this lady and didn't love her. And now, I mean, when I read that, I was like, whoo, that was me. Guys were sleeping with me and didn't love me. But my problem was I equated sex with love. I thought that love was sex. I thought that I got love by having sex. So I slept with people who didn't love me, trying to get them to convince them to love me because look what all I can do. My body became all that I had to offer. I gave the highest part of me so that I can get the highest part of him. I gave the highest part of me so that I can get the highest part of him. Look, Chantel was on. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay. So now you finally feel like you deserve it. I don't want you to love like that anymore. I don't want you to love from a place that you finally feel like you deserve it. Because I've done all of this, now I deserve to be loved. No, I want you to learn to do things from love and because of love, not for love. If you do it for love, you're going to always be drained. If you do it for love, it'll always never be enough because we can't buy love. I don't know if I ever told y'all the story. I remember I was in elementary school and I had liked this boy so bad. I mean, so bad. And he did not like me. And in my little age, as I look back over it, it was rejection. I didn't want to be rejected. I did not want to be rejected. And I was like, bet. I got money. I gave him $1. He still didn't like me. Gave him $2. He still didn't like me. I just kept giving him dollars like a scripper. Just kept giving him all the dollars I had. And he finally became my boyfriend. Do you think that I became more worth it? Did I become somehow more valuable now that I gave him money? In my childhood. So me doing the things that I did now in my 20s, my late in early 20s, you think that at that point I just started giving stuff away to be loved? Nah, I've been doing this, fam. And not the good way. I've been doing this, fam. I've been giving people stuff to love me. Been. So where did that come from? It didn't just come from that moment. There was something in me that believed that if I give something, if I give these things, I can get something back. So what we do when we try to work for love, and this is why a lot of our relationships are so strained. They're so strained because what you're doing is taking what he is giving and putting it on the arrears, and that's why it still isn't enough. So y'all know about anything about child support and arrears. Sometimes a lot of parents who owe money, it's a back debt in the arrears, but they still owe you even now. So what they do is the principal now that you owe me is not going down. We're paying off this arrear part. So when we are in these relationships, we start in the arrears because of our childhood issues. And every time we get a new person to love us or to come into our life, their love is being deposited in the arrears. So them loving us now doesn't feel like it's really doing much. So for us, we already feel indebted, like we owe a lot and we're owed a lot. So now we have to work for it. You cannot resolve your childhood issues by dating somebody now. Like, you know, the saying, if you want to get over an old man, get under a new one. The lies, the trauma, the hurt, the pain that it will cause you. Okay. So you can't love out of the arrears. You cannot love out of your deficiency. We have, as women and men, we have to start loving from a baseline. We have to start loving from a secure place. We have to start loving from ground zero. Like before you can build with somebody, you got to fill. And it's not his job to fill everything that your daddy, your mommy, your childhood guardians did not give you. It's not his job. We got to start at zero. We have to start on a clean slate so that we can build, not trying to love us out of our debt. We cannot date with debt. And I'm not talking about financially, I'm talking about emotionally. We can't date bankrupt. We can't date emotionally deprived. All right. So this is one of the last points that I want to share, and then I want to tell you how you can date different, right? So being on your best behavior so you wouldn't get in trouble. Now think about your childhood. When we do these dating hits different shows, I'm always going to have something for you at the end because I want to leave you with something thought-provoking. I want to leave you with something to think about so that you can work through these issues to be resolved. So maybe you thought being on your best behavior, we talked about that earlier, earning, so you wouldn't get in trouble. That's what I did. Listen, I didn't want to get in trouble, so I was on my best behavior because trouble didn't feel good. Being in trouble didn't feel like love. A lot of our parents didn't know how to love us appropriately. So what would happen is they would come on, Holy Spirit, what am I trying to say? Well, let me do one more thing because this whole time. Okay. Did feel like love. So I would do things because I wanted to be loved more, and love didn't feel. Oh, I had people on. Hi, y'all. So I felt like when I got in trouble, I didn't feel love, and our parents didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to love us appropriately. So even if we weren't doing the right things, even if we weren't doing everything right, even when we weren't doing everything right, I forgot y'all were here as well. Hey, Maisha, who's in two places. You writing on here, and I'm like, where you at? Child paying for love. Listen, we can't be out here paying for love. Okay. So whenever we would get in trouble, our parents didn't know how to like really talk to us and tell us why we were in trouble, and that even in that we were still loved. Our parents were shut down, didn't want nothing to do with us. Don't talk to me, get away from me. And that's not love. So this is some of the environments we grew up in. So I felt love most when I was on my best behavior. I got all the things that I wanted when I was on my best behavior. I felt love most on my best behavior. When I did something wrong, I didn't feel that love. So if I be good, I get love. If I be good, I get rewarded. And this is the system that a lot of us grew up in. If I, then I. Conditional, transactional. We were taught when we do good, we get rewarded. If I be good, God will reward me. We take the same thing now. It's across all boards because we're going to heal all relationships from God, ourself, dating, and platonic, and money. So across the board, if I be good, God will reward me. When the only time you are rewarded or showered with love is when you do good, you will expect that if I do good, I'll be loved. And one time, it was a time in my life, I was like, God, you ain't give me my husband yet. Ain't I good? Ain't I good enough? Haven't I worked enough? I've been abstinent, Lord. I go to church, Lord. And now you're doing this merit system where you checking off of a list in order to get something from God. And we do this in love. If I check off this list, I'll get this man. If I check off this list, I'll get what I want. If I check. But that is not how we get things. Shouldn't be the way. It shouldn't be transactional, especially when it comes to love. I shouldn't have to do anything to be loved. It's about who I am that should be loved. Yes, say amen in the comment section. So when I do good, I get what I want. That's the concept that we grow up in. So now you've taken this into your relationship. So if I do good, I get what I want. So when I do for my man, I'll get what I want from him. If I give him love, if I give him sex, I'll get love. So what was your if I give that, I'll get this moment? If I do this, I'll get this. If I do this, he won't cheat. If I do this, he'll come home. So now you out here working like a dog. There's a song. Is it a song called Working? I don't know. What's how it go? I go working day and night. That song? Yeah. You out here working day and night. Working hard. And he still go out and do it. Working hard, sir, and she still go out and do it. Because you thought that doing it was going to give you that. And even if you weren't thinking that in the moment, when you get mad at them or when they get mad at you or when something ain't going your way or going awry, you be like, look at all the stuff I done did for you. But I've learned if you don't got it to give, then don't give. If it ever comes to a time when they, first of all, I look at all the stuff I done did for you. Some of the times when we make that comment to them, they haven't even done anything for us. So it comes a time we need to put a boundary on yourself. They're not really matching my energy. They're not really matching what I'm giving. They're not really matching it. Therefore, what am I doing? They ain't matching it. So what am I doing? I'm giving to them, giving all that I have. Why you ain't stop? Them cheating, them not loving you, them rejecting you, it's a them issue. It's a character issue that is not predicated upon you. So I want you to stop blaming yourself for what relationships did not go right. I want you to stop blaming yourself for what didn't happen the way you wanted it to. I want you to stop blaming yourself because you thought that if I do this, I get this. Love is not predicated upon your behavior or your actions. Love is what it is. Love is what it is. Love is what it is. Okay. You deserve to be loved, period. So, in closing, in all my days of dating, no great relationship came from what I did. If it did for you, you tell me. But I'm going to tell you, no great relationship came from what I did. Did it come for you? Let me know. No great relationship came from what I did. No matter how much sex I gave, no matter how perfect I was still left. And I thought about this, like even like celebrities, not trying to be funny, but as beautiful as Beyonce is, she was cheated on. No matter how pretty you are, no matter how much of a boss you are, if they don't love you, that is a decision that they made. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Now, we can be draining sometimes because I was one of those draining young ladies, and I can admit it myself because I look back on my life, I'm like, yo, you were team too much. Team too much. But even in that, I deserve to be loved. I just wanted the wrong one to love me. So we're going to do a little exercise, and then y'all going to go. So we have to destroy the concept that I am loved because of what I do, not who I am. Destroy the belief. Destroy the belief. Because I'm one of them chicks. I don't like to just stop behavior. I don't want to just stop doing these things for him. I don't want to just stop in my mind up here. I want to stop in my heart. I want to stop the feeling that I get that because I'm anxious or because I feel like I'm getting left or because I'm afraid of something, this is my response. I don't want that to be my first response. I don't want that to be your first response. I want you to really resolve that thing within you. I want you to resolve that thing within you that makes you want to run and work for something. I want you to resolve that thing within you because what you have to do is stop living in the past and bringing it into your present. I want you to stop living in the past. So I want you to put in the comment section, stop living in the past. Stop living in the past. Resolve that thing so that I won't be living out of that wound. I won't be living out of that hurt. I won't be living out of where I was rejected. I won't be living out of what was done to me, because then we start responding from that place when that part of us is triggered. Stop living in the past. Stop living in the past. So destroy the belief that I am loved because of what I do. Because I'm doing this, I deserve to be loved. The devil is a liar. Because when you feel like you're loved because of what you do, you're going to keep doing and keep doing. You're going to be like the Energizer Bunny that keeps going and going and going, which keeps you from being you. So you do a whole lot. I want you to be loved for who you authentically are. Okay? So whatever truth you rehearse is what becomes your reality. So you are loved because you are loved, especially by our Heavenly Father. You are not on a merit system with God. You are not on a merit system in your relationship. This is not a check, 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 check. Then you get a reward. That's not what love is supposed to be. Okay. So I want you to do a belief wheel. I wanted something better than this that I could see. Oh, I got it. Hold on. Hey, the thing is in the car. Yeah, I love a demonstration. If you know me, you know me. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can get a my permanent marker is at. It's okay. Okay, it's okay. All right. So I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen. Go ahead and get it, and I'm going to draw my picture for you to do it. And this is what I want you to draw on your piece of paper that you went to get. All right. If you are on watching the replay, just pause it and come back. All right. We're gonna be done in 5 minutes. All right. So in the middle of your belief wheel, because this is what we're dealing with tonight, your belief is I have to work for love. So go ahead and put that in the middle. I have to work for love. All right, you got it in the middle. Now, in the circles around it, I want you to put why you feel that way. And I'll give you some reasons right here. Because I never had proper love. You put your own reasons. Don't put what I'm putting. Put why you feel like you had to work for love. Never had proper love. Put some, for those that are watching, go ahead and put in the comment section why you feel like you had to work for love. And I told you this earlier, so now you can go ahead and repeat those back to me. So maybe when you didn't, no, when you did things, this is a belief wheel. We're trying to break this belief. So when you did things, right, for people, they wanted you around. You got the love and attention you wanted when you did things. All right? When you didn't do what they wanted, what happened? They left. They don't want to love you. They rejected you. All right? Give me another one. Chantel, you here? Maisha, you here? What is another one reason why you feel like I have to work for love? What is your proof that makes you think that I got to work for love? Let's say I saw my mom work. So this is my template. This is all I know. So I made you aware on why we feel like we have to work for love. Dating hits different when we don't have to work for love. That's when dating hits different. But if I feel like I have to work for love, then all the things that I said earlier, make sure you watch the replay, is what's happening. All right. So what do we do next? Now we have to challenge each one of these beliefs in order to because we behave the way that we believe. So in order to break this belief, we have to challenge the reasons why we believe this to be true. So never have proper love. Did you never have proper love, or did the people that you want to love didn't love you? Is it, and you want to question it, for I won't be able to do it tonight, but we can always do this together. But put 3 questions that invalidate these lies. And when you invalidate the lies, you invalidate the belief. So I never had proper love. Maybe my parents didn't know how to love me. So when you did things for people, they wanted you around, and then you got the love and attention. Maybe you gave it to the wrong people. Maybe you weren't supposed to give these things to them. Again, maybe these people weren't supposed to love you. How do we invalidate these lies? Make it very personal to you. When you didn't do what they wanted, they left. Did everybody leave when you didn't do what they wanted you to do? Was this an everybody thing, or was this a you thing? Hi, Auntie Kay. So when you didn't do what they wanted, they left. Again, did everybody leave? Did everybody leave up here too? When you did do things they wanted, what happened? I saw my mom work. Was this the best way to do love? Have you seen love done a different way? Is there any evidence that we can introduce that would invalidate the reasons why you have to work for love? I'll give you a second. I'll give you a second. I'll give y'all a second. All right. So my strategy is we're going to recognize, we're going to respond, and then we're going to have some type of resolve. So we've recognized that the reason why I work in love is because I felt like I've always had to work. I felt like my mama did it. I felt like I never was loved properly. I felt like when I did do things, they wanted to love me because I've always lived my life on a merit-based system. These are the reasons why I feel like I have to work for love, right? Now we're destroying this belief so that we can put a new belief in place. So we've already questioned all of these lies. So now that these lies are invalidated, what are we going to say now? What we're going to say now is, let me get my notes because I did this earlier. Dating hits different when you know. So we invalidated those lies. The truth is, point blank, period, I am lovable. I deserve to be loved because of who I am. Make sure you have your own affirmations, okay? I deserve. Let's say I was created. I felt that. I was created. Man, come on. I was created to be loved. Therefore, I'm not going to spend my time with the wrong people. I was created to be loved in the good, the bad, and ugly. Whichever one resonates with you the most, I want you to put in the comment section. So, I am lovable. I deserve to be loved because of who I am. Not, listen, all of that we love because of what we do. We canning that. We putting that in the trash. We are uprooting that lie. We are destroying that lie. It is a lie. Why? We got proof in the Bible, and we got proof after this conversation. I am loved because of who I am, not what I do. All right? Because if you stop doing, they will stop loving you. And was it ever really love? All right. I deserve. I was created. Yeah, that blessed me. I was created to be loved. I was created to be loved in the good, the bad, and the ugly. Another truth that we're going to leave her with is love is freely given. Love is not predicated on my good behavior or the things that I do right. Love is not predicated upon my perfection. Listen, I'm talking to myself. See, you're not only loved because you're perfect. I'm loved when I fall. I'm loved when I make a mistake. I'm loved when I'm wrong, and I'm loved when I'm right. I'm not gonna cry. I am loved. I'm loved by great friends. I'm loved by great family. And if you don't want to love me, there was this thing. I think it's on Instagram, and it says, can I find it? Give me a second, y'all. Keep writing down your new affirmations because the truth is what we rehearse. The truth is what we rehearse. All right, let me find my saved items. Man, that thing have blessed me. You hear me? She was doing something with this wall, honey. That ain't it. This is it.
Just in case you were wondering, it's actually not your job to make people love you. It's your job to show people who you are and allow them an opportunity to love you if they want to. If they don't, please let them walk away. They were probably going to walk away anyways, but they just were sticking around to see if you beg a little bit. Don't even give them that. Let them go. You're not a shapeshifter. You're not going to turn into the version of yourself that you think would be more lovable by the person you were trying to be loved by. That's not love. That's exhausting.
It's exhausting. Working for love is exhausting. I know because I burned the midnight oil. I didn't retire. Listen, I didn't retire from that kind of love. I can't get no pension, no social security check, no 401k for that. I don't get no check for that. Sorry, I got excited just now. So another truth that we're going to walk away with is love is unconditional. Last but not least, one of my favorites, love is not predicated, or for you could put dependent upon what I do. So that's how we're going to end tonight. We're going to end tonight by breaking the belief. So we recognize our issue. We recognize why love wasn't working. Love wasn't working because we was working too hard. Love wasn't working because we were working love for people who were never created, designed to love us. Love, we recognize tonight all the reasons why we probably thought that we should have been doing this, and we're going to resolve that thing in our past. We're going to go resolve the places in our life where we weren't loved by our fathers or our mothers or our guardians. We're going to accept that I wasn't loved properly. We're going to really deal with that thing. Okay, they didn't love me the way that they were supposed to. Shame on them. Moving on, because we're not going to keep responding from that place. We're not going to keep responding from that place and allowing that place to show up in our relationship. We're going to resolve to date differently. All right. So dating hits different. We got a new title tonight. So it started off with dating hits different when I don't work for love, when I don't have to work for love. But now dating hits different when I know that I'm lovable. Dating hits different when I know that I deserve to be loved because of who I am. Dating hits different when I know I was created to be loved. Oh, my God. Oh, God. Love, like, y'all, that one is hitting home. Mikey, write that in the comment section for me, because that one is doing my heart real good right now. Love, dating hits different when I know I was created to be loved. When I don't got to work for it, I can be in ease in it. I can have fun in it. I can enjoy it. Dating is exhausting for you because you come to the table ready to work. Dating is different when I was created to be loved in the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't got to be perfect to be loved. That's when dating hits different. I'm not showing up the same way because I'm not showing up with the working mentality. I'm not showing up with the worker's mentality. I'm showing up ready to be loved. I'm showing up in my childlikeness. I'm showing up in my energy. I'm showing up in my authentic self. I'm showing up ready to give and to receive. That's when it's going to hit different. Dating hits different when love is freely given. When I'm not waiting for them to love me because they owe me love. Dating hits different when love is freely given. When I give him the choice to love me, and if he decides not to, deuces, my brother. Dating hits different when love is unconditional. And last, but certainly not least, dating hits different when love is not predicated upon what I do. So we've gotten rid of that faulty belief. We've gotten rid of that faulty belief. We've gotten rid of that faulty belief. Y'all know that y'all like that faulty, rusty way of doing things. I want to be your dating hits different strategist. You're a dating differently strategist. And I want you to stop dating out of that old belief because it's not true. I'm sorry for whoever lied to you, but we're going to resolve that in our hearts so we're not bringing that junk into our current relationships. I love you guys. I will do a Q&A if you are inside of my group, Dating Hits Different. What's the group called? I'm sorry. The group is called Hey, Healher, From Daddy Issues to Dating Differently. It's something that is special for those that are in a group. So if you're not in the group and you want to get your butt in that group, go get in that group. Go ask to be in the community. I will accept you in, and we will be doing a Q&A. What day? What day? I'm gonna find a day specifically do it. I'm gonna be in the group and I will let you guys know. But thank you for watching the Dating Hits Different show. I am your girl, Tiara Griffin, and we're out. Love you guys. Bye.